Have you ever noticed that the greatest secret to manifesting your desired reality isn't in complex techniques, repetitive affirmations, or elaborate rituals, but in correcting a single subtle error that practically everyone makes without even knowing they're making it? This error is so fundamental, so deeply rooted in our everyday perception, that it goes completely unnoticed, silently sabotaging every attempt to connect with the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Imagine discovering that the barrier between you and everything you desire isn't external, isn't karmic, isn't a lack of deservingness, but simply a distortion in how your mind processes time. In the next few minutes, you will understand how this discovery, supported by both quantum physics and ancient spiritual traditions, can be the key that finally unlocks the quantum entanglement between your consciousness and universal reality. If you are ready for this transformative revelation, take a deep breath right now, feel the air filling your lungs, and allow yourself to be completely present to absorb every word that follows. Leave a comment with the word present if you are truly here, now ready for this journey. Modern science is reaching conclusions that mystics have known for millennia. Carlo Rovelli, one of today's leading theoretical physicists, has demonstrated in his research on quantum gravity that time as we perceive it may be just an illusion created by our limited perspective. Julian Barber, another renowned physicist, proposes in his block universe theory that past, present, and future coexist simultaneously, and that our sensation of temporal flow is merely a construction of consciousness navigating through this timeless structure. In parallel, Buddhist traditions for over 2,500 years have taught about impermanence and the illusion of linear time as a source of suffering. The Buddha himself taught that attachment to what was, or what will be, separates us from the fullness of the now, where reality manifests in its purest form. When we unite these seemingly distinct perspectives, a revolutionary understanding emerges about how our temporal fixation may be literally preventing the quantum entanglement necessary to manifest our desired reality. Allow me to introduce a metaphor that will be our guiding thread through this exploration. Imagine your existence as a vast and lush quantum garden, where every flower, every leaf, every ray of sunshine is intrinsically entangled with the whole, forming a perfect vibrational symphony. You are the gardener of this magnificent consciousness, possessing all the necessary tools to cultivate abundance, beauty, and harmony. However, there is a subtle but devastating problem. You spend most of your time looking back, observing weeds that have already been removed, dwelling on plants that died in past seasons, or anxiously looking forward, worrying about seeds that haven't sprouted yet, about uncertain future weather, about distant harvests that may or may not happen. Meanwhile, the garden of the present moment, full of infinite potential and radiant beauty, remains neglected, not because it doesn't exist, but because your attention is perpetually divided between what no longer is and what is not yet. The invisible prison of chronic nostalgia. Do you know that feeling of being physically present in a place, but mentally lost in memories of times that seemed better? This chronic nostalgia is more than a fleeting melancholy. It's a vibrational frequency that literally disconnects you from the quantum field of possibilities. Think about how many times during the day your mind wanders to past conversations, replaying what you should have said differently, reimagining scenarios where you would have acted otherwise. Every moment spent in this temporal rumination is a moment when your present quantum garden goes without the gardener's care. The flowers of the now wither not from lack of potential, but from lack of conscious attention. Have you ever stopped to consider how many extraordinary opportunities went unnoticed, while you were mentally trapped in a past that, from a quantum perspective, exists only as a configuration of neural memories, not as a tangible reality? The past you obsessively revisit isn't even the real past. It's an edited, filtered, and distorted reconstruction by your current perception. While you spend precious energy trying to mentally fix what has already happened, the quantum entanglement with the infinite possibilities of the present progressively weakens. Feel the weight of your body in the chair now, or the firmness of your feet on the floor. This weight, this gravity, is the universe calling you back to the only moment where real power exists. Neuroscience shows us that the brain doesn't completely differentiate between a vivid memory and a present experience. So when you relive the past, your nervous system responds as if those events were happening now, releasing the same stress hormones, activating the same patterns of fear or sadness. This creates a negative feedback loop where you literally program your energy field to vibrate at the frequency of what has passed, instead of tuning into the quantum possibilities available at this exact instant. The solution is not to forget the past, but to recognize that it only has the power you continue to give it through your attention. When you return your consciousness to the quantum garden of the present, the lessons of the past naturally integrate as wisdom, not as chains. If this revelation resonates with you, leave a like right now as a commitment to release the chains of the past. The subtle trap of anxious anticipation. Now let's explore the other side of this temporal coin, equally destructive to quantum entanglement. How many nights have you spent awake, projecting future scenarios, rehearsing conversations that haven't happened yet, worrying about problems that may never materialize? This anxious anticipation is like trying to pick fruit from trees that haven't even been planted in your quantum garden. You spend tremendous energy trying to control a future that, by the very nature of quantum physics, exists in a state of superposition, containing infinite possibilities until the moment of wave function collapse through conscious observation. But here's the fascinating paradox that few understand. When you project anxiety into the future, you are literally programming that future to manifest the same vibrations of fear and scarcity that you are emitting now. It's as if you are planting seeds of worry in your garden and then being surprised when they sprout as undesirable realities. Think of that time you spent weeks worrying about an event, imagining all possible catastrophic scenarios, only to find that reality was completely different and much smoother than your mental projections. All that energy wasted on anxiety could have been invested in cultivating the present moment, strengthening your vibrational field to attract experiences more aligned with your authentic desires. Breathe deeply now, focusing on the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils. Each inhale is a portal that pulls you back to the present. Each exhale releases the fixation on imaginary futures. The future you try so hard to control through worry is actually shaped by the quality of your presence now. When you understand this on a cellular level, not just intellectually, something extraordinary happens. You realize that the best planning for the future is to cultivate the highest possible vibration in the present. This doesn't mean being irresponsible or not making practical plans. It means recognizing that your plans manifest with much more fluidity and synchronicity when they emerge from a state of calm presence instead of projected anxiety. Quantum entanglement works through resonance, and you cannot resonate with an abundant future while vibrating at the frequency of anticipated scarcity. Your quantum garden flourishes when you stop obsessively worrying about the next season and start watering the plants that are in front of you now. If you are feeling the power of this truth, write now in the comments as a declaration of presence. The quantum collapse of divided attention. There is an even more subtle and devastating phenomenon that occurs when your consciousness constantly oscillates between past and future, a phenomenon that quantum physics helps us understand with crystalline clarity. When a quantum system is observed, it collapses from a state of superposition into a specific reality. Your consciousness functions as the supreme observer of your personal reality. But what happens when this observer is perpetually divided, fragmented between multiple temporal lines? You create what we can call self-imposed decoherence, a fragmentation of the field of consciousness that prevents cohesive entanglement with the unified field of possibilities. Imagine trying to tune a radio station while constantly spinning the dial between different frequencies. You never get a clear reception, just distorted fragments of multiple transmissions. This is exactly what happens to your manifestation ability when your attention is chronically divided between temporalities. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have a magnetic presence, as if the universe is constantly conspiring in their favor? Observe them closely, and you will discover a secret. They are not trapped in mental temporal loops. When they talk to you, they are truly there. When they work on a project, they immerse themselves completely. When they rest, they truly rest. This unified presence creates a field of quantum coherence that naturally attracts synchronicities, opportunities, and seemingly miraculous manifestations. Touch something near you right now. It could be the texture of your clothes, the surface of the table, the temperature of your skin. Notice this touch with total attention, as if it were the first time you experienced this sensation. This simple act of sensory presence is more powerful than 1,000 visualizations of a desired future, because it anchors you in the only point where the power of creation truly exists. Your quantum garden doesn't need a gardener who is always planning future renovations or regretting past projects. It needs a present, attentive gardener who notices which plant needs water now, where the soil needs to be nourished now, where the sunlight is touching now. When you unify your consciousness in the present, you are not abandoning the future or denying the past. You are accessing the point of power where both are simultaneously honored and transcended. The past exists as integrated wisdom, the future exists as limitless potential, but both are accessed through the portal of the now. This is the master key to quantum entanglement. Share this video now if you're beginning to feel the depth of this revelation, the illusion of linearity and the timeless field. Let's dive even deeper into this revolutionary understanding. Modern quantum physics, through researchers like Wojciech Zurek, has demonstrated that fundamental reality does not operate on a linear timeline as our conscious mind perceives. At the quantum level, all possibilities coexist in a timeless field of pure potential. It is only through the act of conscious observation that a specific possibility collapses into manifested experience. But here's the insight that changes everything. If you are constantly observing through a distorted temporal lens, always looking through the filter of the past or the expectation of the future, you are never truly observing the quantum field in its pure state. It's like trying to see the ocean through foggy glasses and concluding that the ocean is naturally murky. Think about how a small child experiences the world, completely immersed in the present moment, amazed by every discovery, without the weight of past comparisons or future expectations. This is not naivete, it is quantum wisdom in its purest form. The child is naturally entangled with the field of infinite possibilities because their consciousness has not yet been conditioned to live in multiple temporalities simultaneously. You might be thinking now that it's impossible to return to that state of childlike presence, that the responsibilities of adult life require future planning and learning from the past. And you are partially correct. But there is a fundamental difference between using the past and future as practical tools versus living chronically displaced from the present. When you learn to inhabit the quantum garden of the now, the past and future become servants, not masters. You access memories when useful, make plans when necessary, but always return to the center of power that is the present moment. Feel your heart beating right now. Place your hand on your chest if necessary. That beat is happening only now, not in the past, not in the future. This rhythm is the universe's metronome calling you back home to the only place where you can truly influence your reality. Each beat is an opportunity to reset your consciousness, to return to the 0 point where all possibilities converge. The quantum entanglement you seek is not something to be achieved in the future through complex practices. It is something to be recognized now, already present, always has been present, only obscured by the illusion of temporal separation. When you understand this not as an intellectual concept, but as a lived truth, your reality begins to reorganize in ways that will seem miraculous to those still trapped in the temporal prison. Type, "I am presence," in the comments if you are feeling this truth resonate in every cell of your being. The paradox of instant manifestation. Now we come to one of the deepest and most paradoxical insights about the nature of manifestation and quantum entanglement. The reason your manifestation attempts often fail is not because you're not visualizing enough, not vibrating high enough, or not being positive enough. It's because you are trying to manifest from a displaced temporal point. You are trying to create a better future because you are dissatisfied with the present, or you are trying to compensate for a painful past. But here's the secret that quantum masters understand. True manifestation does not happen in time. It happens through time, from the timeless point of the now. When you try to manifest something for the future, you are essentially telling the universe that you don't have it now, reinforcing the vibration of lack. When you try to manifest to heal the past, you are reactivating and strengthening the very frequencies you wish to transcend. But when you manifest from pure presence, you access the field where your intention already exists as reality. Think of your quantum garden again, A wise gardener does not plant a seed constantly thinking about what the tree will be like 10 years from now. They plant the seed with present care, water with present attention, observe the growth with present wonder. The future tree already exists as potential in the present seed, and it is through moment-to-moment care that this potential naturally unfolds into reality. Have you ever noticed how the most magical moments of your life happened when you were completely present? That synchronistic encounter, that unexpected opportunity, that creative solution that came out of nowhere. These were not accidents. These were moments when you were so present that your field of consciousness was perfectly entangled with the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Take a deep breath again now. Feel the air filling every lung alveolus. This moment, this exact moment, contains more transformative power than 1,000 years of anxious planning or nostalgic regret. In the now, everything entangles. In the now, you are not trying to become something. You simply are. And from this state of present being, doing and having manifest naturally, effortlessly, like the fragrance that naturally emanates from a flower. The struggle you feel, the resistance you encounter, comes from trying to force manifestation through a temporally fragmented consciousness. It's like trying to walk through a doorway while looking backward and forward simultaneously. You inevitably hit the frame, but when you unify your consciousness in the present, you walk through the door of manifestation with the grace of someone who always knew the door would be open. If this understanding is creating a shift in your perception, subscribe now to continue this journey of quantum awakening. Now that we deeply understand the nature of the problem, let's explore the practical 3-step method to correct this temporal error and restore your natural quantum entanglement. First step, recognize the temporal deviation. Whenever you feel anxiety, frustration, or stagnation, stop and ask yourself where your consciousness is at this moment. Is it in the past? Is it in the future? Use this question as a wake-up call. For example, you're stuck in traffic, irritated. Recognize that the irritation comes from wanting to be somewhere else in the future or comparing it to past times when traffic was better. This recognition alone begins the process of returning to the present. Second step, anchor in the present body. Immediately after recognizing the deviation, use a somatic anchor. It could be 3 conscious breaths, feeling your feet on the ground or touching a nearby texture. For example, after realizing you're lost in future projections about an important meeting, you consciously feel the weight of your body in the chair, the temperature of the air on your skin, the ambient sound around you. This is not a relaxation technique. It's a quantum recoherence technology. Third step, emanate from the timeless center. Once present, instead of trying to manifest something, simply be the frequency of what you wish to experience. Not in the future now. If you desire abundance, feel gratitude for the present abundance, even if it's the abundance of air to breathe. For example, instead of visualizing money arriving in the future, you recognize and celebrate the abundance already present, the device you're watching this on, the knowledge you're receiving, the time you have to grow. This present emanation creates a resonance field that naturally attracts corresponding experiences without the need to force or fight against time. The true secret we are revealing here goes beyond conventional manifestation techniques. We are talking about a fundamental reorientation of consciousness that aligns you with the deepest laws of the quantum universe. Always remember that the now is the portal. Not a portal to something better in the future, but the portal where everything already exists in pure potential. Your quantum garden is not somewhere else or at another time. It is here, now, just waiting for the gardener to awaken from their temporal dream and realize the magnificence that has always been present. Every moment you invest in presence is an investment in the only real asset that exists, your awakened consciousness. Free yourself in the now. Not tomorrow, not after healing the past, but now, in this sacred instant where your true power resides. The journey we've shared today is not just another theory about manifestation or quantum spirituality. It is a call to awaken from the temporal trance that keeps humanity trapped in cycles of suffering and limitation. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are, and who you are can only be fully discovered and expressed in the eternal now. The hidden error that interrupts your quantum entanglement has been revealed. The solution is literally at your fingertips, in the next beat of your heart. in the next conscious breath. The universe is not waiting for you to be ready in the future. It is waiting for you to awaken to what is already true now. Your quantum garden is flourishing at this very moment. The question is whether you are present to witness and participate in this blossoming, or if you will continue to be lost in the temporal illusions that keep you separated from your innate power. If this message has touched something deep within your consciousness, if you feel the call to live from this new paradigm of entangled presence, leave a comment with a single word that captures your intention from now on. It can be present, now, awake, or any word that resonates with your truth. Share this video with someone who needs this message. Subscribe to continue this journey of quantum awakening. And above all, remember in every moment that the power you seek is not somewhere else or at another time. It is here. It is now. It is in you. It always has been. The now is the portal. Enter it completely and watch your reality transform in ways your temporal mind could never imagine. The change is not coming. The change is now. You are the change. Be present. Be the entanglement. Be the quantum miracle you came to manifest in this world.